What's up, iAnimate? Brad Faucheux back again with another animation tutorial. Man, 2021's been a rough year. Causes a lot of stress, anxiety really high, got your blood boiling. That's okay. Uncle Faucheux's here to calm me down. Because this time, I'm gonna take it down a notch a little bit. We're gonna relax, kick up your feet, enjoy the episode. Let me guide you along this journey that we call animation. In this Inside iAnimate, I'm going to be talking about something that is very, very crucial in animation and sometimes overlooked by us animators, and that is breathing. Breathing is a respiratory system. Breathing, we all breathe. I breathe, you breathe. It's a normal thing, it's a natural thing, and it's an overlooked thing. We forget we breathe. Sometimes animators forget to breathe. A wise man once said,
"No breathe, no life."
And I don't have one. Not joking. I do, but it's weird. Take a lesson from Mr. Miyagi.
No breathe, no life.
Sometimes I see animated shots that fail to show the character breathing properly. Show you a few tips and tricks about how adding breathing properly to a character and give you that much more bit of life. So here we have our Marty rig that you can get in iAnimate. Sometimes you might get lucky to select a chest that has a breathe attribute. If you have, that's good. We can use that to our advantage. What I know from studying and seeing is that usually it takes 1.5 to 2 seconds on the inhale, and exhaling's a little bit faster too. The whole thing is roughly about 30 to 45 frames on the inhale, and then exhaling usually goes to 65 to 70 depending on who your character is, big, tall, medium, small, young, old, you get the point. So I'm going to set my first keyframe around frame 33, and this will be my entire inhale. Now to do this really quick and to the point, I'm just going to expand the chest to see how far it goes. Then I'm going to add my ending keyframe around, let's just say 61 for good measure. We can scale and time offset it later when we're polishing it. So what I'm looking for on the inhale is I'm going to take the keyframe and my rig and expand the chest to see how far the chest can go out without deforming it. Keeping it on model, but also keeping it believable. I'm going to look for the apex and flatten out the curve a little bit. And then by using my weighted tangents, I'm going to get a nice quick ease out into my inhale. If we think about our chest and our breathing, as soon as we hit that spot where the lungs expand and go back to collapsing, there's a nice big weight shift going from ease in, ease out. And now around the 33 mark into, I'm kind of seeing where my inhale goes and my exhale begins. So what I'm going to do is add another keyframe right in the middle, drag it down because I'm wanting it to push down, but also feel the weight of that exhale. Drag all the way out until deflation. So starting from the beginning again, I'm just shaping up these tangents to get that feel that I'm looking for. And take a step back. We also have to remember that the stomach's also going to be a part of this process. It's important to know that when breathing, the belly usually gets inflated first, followed by the chest. Most people think the chest comes first, then the belly. No, it's unnatural to be breathing in that way. This is the proper way to do it. So with that, I'm going to try to cheat my stomach a little bit, but I'm going to try to copy and paste the same curve that I made for the chest. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to scale this sucker way down. Looking to offset the belly animation, then the chest will come in real great handy. So once you have the chest and the belly animation, we're going to go to your clavicles or your shoulders. Now, if your rig doesn't have a breathe control, you can also use these shoulder controls to give the illusion of your character breathing, whether that's going up and down or expanding out and back again. Using those controls, especially on a big, giant top character, can really help in your animation to get that breathe looking alive. I'm going to be taking my arc and copy pasting that animation onto our RZ so the rotations go up and down as the breathing is occurring. And of course, scaling them down in order to match Marty's proportions. Usually playing around how much I can offset them to. Even though the chests are coming after, the shoulders usually follow just a tad bit later. I can already feel myself getting better. Once you're breathing, the head is also rotating too. So I'm going to add this to the scaling that down a bit as well. When we exhale, the head is reversing up, and when we inhale, the head is slowly tilting down, rocking back and forth like a small boat. Remember, we're trying not to make it obvious that the head, the shoulders, and the chest is moving, but we're trying to get that feeling of that life moving in. It's going to help us out later, trust me. So now what I'm going to do is add that same arc on the neck animation and reverse that. So that way my neck is connected more to my chest and my head will be offsetting. all the while scaling it and making it feel more fluid. There's not really a fast way to do a breathe cycle, it's more about patience. And hey, this is all supposed to be relaxing. One more small detail that you can give to your character is the nostril animation. The nostrils are very small, but you want a nice sharp out in order for them to read. So even though they're small, the changes will be minimum. This is just another little small detail you can add to your breathing cycle in order to give it a lot of life. So here's a big tip. Take everything that you've animated, go to your Layers tab, click on Layers, and go to Extract Non-Layer Animation for selected objects. And this will make an anim layer with all your animation and leave the base animation alone. Click on that and name it Breathe. And now we have our breathe layer, separate from the animation that we could add to the character, whether they're walking, talking, or acting. Now the fun stuff. We can go to our weight control, scale it back and forth to control how big or how small our breath can be. Here's another fun tip. Go to your graph editor, click on your retiming scale tool, click on the beginning and the end of your animation and scale that sucker down for rapid fire breathing. Suppose if he just got done running or scared out of his mind. There's many ways you could play around with this breathe layer in order to get the desired effect that you're after. And now you have your breathing layer, independent of your base animation. You can do whatever and anything to your character without having to worry about screwing up your breathe cycle. Set it and forget it. So hopefully you've gotten a little tranquility from this process. We want our characters to be alive so we can connect with them. The little small details that separate you from everybody else. Breathe, have fun, and enjoy your work. I'm Brad Faucheux, and that was your tip.